Hey guys, how's it going? It is Evan here. Today I'm going to show you how to install the Joying AR rear camera custom 3D printed mount on a 9th gen Honda Civic. This applies to all models 2013 to 2015, but if you're curious if it fits for yours, go ahead and message me here on Etsy and I can go ahead and help you decide if this will work for your vehicle. So first off, you want to go ahead and open up your trunk. And then the only tool that you actually need is a screwdriver or a spudger with a flat end. You can see here, and this one's pretty small. So in order to take this off, you want to take your screwdriver, and I would just like to demonstrate here. So here is one of my trunk liner clips. You can see there is these little openings, and you basically just want to pop that top part out, and that will allow this to cleanly pull through. You want to pop each of these clips out. Now I ended up putting on some new clips, so mine are probably going to be a little bit tighter, so I'll go ahead and I'll fast forward here. All right, so now that the liner is removed, we can go ahead and set that aside. So once the liner is off here, you'll notice I've already got my aftermarket camera installed, so you won't have these wires. But take note of where the camera location is in the trunk, and then that will allow you to realize on the inside of the trunk where that is. So again, I've already got my aftermarket camera installed, but the factory one looks something like this. So take note here of the plug, and then the plug style. You can see you just push down on this tab and it will release. And then also take note of the design here. So we've got this kind of friction squeeze clip, and then this which sits over the metal. So this plug here is right here. Mine is taped up, but you will basically reach fingers in there and unplug that, and then that will disconnect the camera. And then the way that it actually removes is from behind, okay, that squeeze clip that I showed you. You want to reach your hand behind here and push that in, and then that will allow it to free. And then you will just, I'm probably getting some resistance because my wire is installed, but you will just push that out, and it is a little tight because of the fact that this lip is here. It doesn't want to like just drop out. And then you'll just kind of work it off to the passenger side. The reason you go to the passenger side is because when this is mounted up in there, it kind of, like if this is the metal of the trunk, it kind of slides up on that with that little clip right there. And then this is what actually clips and locks it into place. So you'll reach your hand up and you'll squeeze this to release the tension, and then you'll kind of drop it out like that to pull it off of that lip. We'll take a look at the factory one here. You can see there's a foam gasket here, and then you can't really see it, but there is a gasket in there as well. So my part has the same gasket. So what you're gonna do, it will already be assembled on the top, but you'll basically put the top gasket that mates to the trunk, that you'll make sure that's in place. And then when you mount the camera, it's fairly self-explanatory, but the wires will go up through the part. And then you also want to run the wire through the gasket. So you'll want to make sure that you run the wire through the gasket first. So it'll go through, and then it'll go up through the part. And then the camera mounts using the same hardware that it came with from Joying. So the two black screws that secure the camera to the existing mount, you will reuse those in my piece to actually mount it to the vehicle. So once you've got the camera mounted on there, that's when you'll go ahead and you'll run the wire through and then connect it, and then it will pop into place in the same reverse way. So you'll see I will kind of get it, it's a little hard to line up sometimes. You'll want to line that left side clip up and then kind of tuck it under the trunk, and then it'll snap into place just like that. So it's securely in there. I cannot pull it out at all. It's not gonna move or go anywhere. And my wires are ran up in here, and then you can just run the wires down the trunk or however you feel fit to do. And that is that. You can see now that It is mounted on there, and it, functions just fine. Looks factory and allows you to use that. And then you'll just install this cover in the reverse and put that together, and then you are done. That is how you install the aftermarket Joying AR rear camera custom bracket from Horsley Technology on your 9th gen Honda Civic. Again, this does not apply to 2012 models due to the lack of a factory rear camera. If you have questions on fitment, feel free to message me here on Etsy, and I would be happy to help you confirm fitment.